There's no agreed upon future era for Star Wars, and at the moment, no shared destination of where we're headed to. So y'all brought up a thing about trilogy. So here's a question I have for this particular piece. If Disney announced a brand new trilogy tomorrow, and I think I might ask it's a previous show. If Disney announced a brand new trilogy tomorrow, would you trust it?
No, be terrified.
Yeah. Trust? Yeah, no, definitely not trust. But would I be intrigued? Absolutely, because I think that from what I understood that they were working on a new trilogy, and that was the Simon Kinberg one.
Yes.
That they were going to do something that moved on from the Skywalker saga, and that was well needed. I'm fine with us moving away from the Skywalker saga. That's completely good. That they wrapped it up as well as they could possibly wrap it up, which was terrible. Right. There's nothing more that I need to see. Luke's gone. Rey's not really a Skywalker. I've seen everything I need to see there.
She's a Palpatine.
Right.
She's Palpatine.
I would like to see something that goes in an original direction. I really would. And I would give that a chance. I am sick and tired of people going back to Star Wars. And this is where my frustrations would have happened. I'm sick and tired of people going back to Star Wars and say, we're going to take the stories that have already been told and look in the nooks and the crannies in between these stories and try to develop a series about this little limited time frame or this character that was slightly introduced that was never really developed. Like, I'm sick and tired of looking for the future of Star Wars in the past. I would like to see them move forward on something that isn't safe. You know, something where they've invented new characters. They feel like they've got something new to say. They feel like this is something that can move the franchise forward and it's intriguing. And instead of working on giving you something you already know, we're going to work on making these characters identifiable. You're going to care about them and you're going to care about their struggle. And that's what it needs. I'm sick and tired of them looking in the past and trying to figure out, oh man, we didn't quite say that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader never met again between, episode 4 and the end of episode 3. So we could do something in between those little cracks. I'm tired of that. You know, they concentrate on the mortar between the bricks instead of the bricks.
Yeah, some people may argue it's like, oh, that's what they try to do in the new trilogy, introduce new characters. My argument against that is that, yeah, they introduced new characters, but they're basically like ripped off a blueprint of what was there before. Like I mentioned, they tried to make Poe Dameron the Han Solo type person, and you could see it. It was nothing. It was not a new personality. It was nothing different. It was just hotshot dude, whatever else, talk slick, and you have, I don't know what Finn and Rey were kind of emulating, but I feel like it's a Leia. I can't even say Finn would be a Luke kind of a thing.
But he's a coward. So yeah.
So yeah, it'd be like, it's like switching. It's like you took the two characters, but then you switched the roles. And so it still felt like a blueprint. Like it's just like, oh, we'll hit the Ditto machine for those that know Ditto machines. And they just spit out these characters, So, so that's my argument. Even though you could say they tried to introduce the characters, they really didn't. I think they introduced better characters in the cartoons more so than they did with those movie trilogies.
That's why I said archetypes. They didn't introduce fully.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you.
That's the thing. That's why I said I wouldn't trust it because they just went for the feeling. The first, I'm like, hey, maybe you haven't seen the Millennium Falcon in a while. There you go, and playing the same music, and that's cool. I have no problem with that. But yeah, I have to now trust that you're gonna make new characters that, like you said, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna enjoy, and they just never have done that. It's just like they're just afraid. Maybe they're afraid of the fanfare backlash if it's not done right. But that's the other part of storytelling, right? Like if you've bought this franchise, that means you trust that it's going to make money. And if you've got all these top tier Hollywood writers and directors and all this other stuff, then yeah, just let them, rip a story out and just let it see what happens. You have to trust them on that.
But I think the biggest mismanagement that was done is that they didn't have a clear overall arcing vision. This is what episode 1 is going to be about. This is episode 2, or I'm sorry, what would it be now? It would be, this is what episode 7 is going to be about. This is what episode 8 is going to be about. And this is what episode 9 is going to be about. And we're going to hand these scripts over to the director and say, make this. Instead, they let each person put their own individual, no, I think the story needs to go right. No, it's going to go left. Now it's going to go backwards. Yeah, it's
like the red and blue fairy, right?
That's what, there's no telling. Like it is possible that Poe and Rey and Finn could have turned out to be, but no one knew what to do with them. No one knew where to bring them. No one knew where Rey came from. And in the end, they ran back to a character in Palpatine and tried to make something out of that. So, I mean, that was the mismanagement of it. It wasn't that, and that's what I think if they if they were going to go ahead and say we're going to make a new trilogy, as long as they know what the next 3 episodes are going to be about, here's where we start, here's where we finish, I'm good with it.
Well, and it'd be nice if they had somebody to direct the vision that was consistent, because I think that was part of the problem with the trilogy too, is that they were constantly getting new directors and shifting philosophies, and each director has said in interviews that they didn't like the way that it was going, and so they took it in their own direction. And
just to kind of clarify something that Daddy had brought up, he brought up this Simon Kinberg. For those that haven't been keeping up, they just did a reworked 70-page treatment to help with that movie. And it's reported that the incoming leaders, Filoni and Brennan, are said to be strongly on board with this trilogy launch. So that's something that seems like getting close to it'll happen, to Danny's point. And to go along with Danny was saying about the different directors and what Rachel was saying, Kennedy was quoted as saying that filmmaker Rian Johnson, who did Star Wars The Last Jedi, was spooked away from making more Star Wars films after the backlash that it got.
Yeah, and then Rian Johnson tweeted, "Zero spooked."
Zero spooked.
Yes. I was like,
no spooks here.
Like, no, something to that effect.
Yes.
Like, no, not at all.
No, I got paid. I'm not worried.
You're good, yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of the stuff that I saw that was in development, there was like supposed to be Dawn of the Jedi, which was going back like 25,000 years, and they're going to explain where the Force comes from. It's like, we don't need to know.
No.
We don't need to know. The most interesting thing in Star Wars isn't the Force. It's the people who use it. And that's what we need. I don't need a Lando origin film. Haven't we learned from Solo?
I still have not seen that. That was on
No one has
Solo, yeah.
I have not seen that. Yeah.
I watched it once.
I saw Solo. It was good. I saw it once.
It was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Right.
I mean, good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I watched it solo times.
Solo time.
Yeah,
One
same.
time.
Just once.
Just
I
once.
tuned in one time. There was like a train thing going on. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this
Okay.
is like crazy. And there was like a Ben Solo script. Like, we're like, really?
Yes.
We're going to go back in time and look at Kylo Ren
I'm good.
in between. Like, didn't we get the explanation for why he turned bad? I think we're good.
I thought it was a good.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to see how he learned force timing. I'm
Right.
good. Am I? I mean, I always thought that Finn had the best potential that they just let go, because you never hear from a stormtrooper. And you never hear what it's like to be on that side of the fence, and they just completely like flubbed that. And that was a character that I would make a fair argument to say that was an original character in a sense, but yeah,
I agree. He didn't come from like a Skywalker origin or anything like that.
But didn't do anything with them. Like I was rooting for something to happen. And then he chickened out. Like, how you fire rifles all day as your job, and then when you don't want to do it, you just chickened out. Like, this Star Wars, not I can't do it wars. Like, come on, man.
Well, at first he was a coward trying to run away from his past, and then they have him in a love triangle kind of thing going on between him and Rey, but then there's also, who's a girl that
pilot
existed?
chick,
yeah,
right?
some pilot.
Oh, Rose.
Rose,
she loved him.
Yeah, and then by the third one, he's like, Rey, I've got something to tell you, and you're meant to think that he's maybe now force sensitive or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes.
They had no idea what direction to go in, just like they had no idea what direction to go in with Rey. Her parents were somebody. No, they're not. They were nobody.
Right.
Wait, she's a Palpatine. Like, they had no clue what to do with these characters.
Now kiss Ben.
Yeah. And that's really what did this whole thing in. It's not like it couldn't have worked. It could have. I'm not going to say it was great material that they pulled, but they flubbed it.
Probably because they had multiple people work on those dang things. You know?